Last week. Feels like it was longer than last week. It was like 2 or 3 weeks for whatever reason. You guys wrapped up the combat, eliminating the cyborgian creatures that came through the raft, the electrified ice golem things. Saved a couple of people. Who was it? Seamus? Managed to, no, it was Dro. Dro managed to get a spare the dying on a person last minute and was able to save one additional life. You guys all, after the kind of chaos of the battle, Leo got a kiss from Gelda, yeah. Belga. I was like, wait, that's not right.
Belga.
Got a kiss from Belga, but it was kind of a hurried, like, hey, glad you're safe. I gotta get back to leading these people.
It wasn't our first kiss. I mean,
no, just got
it was just a kiss.
Oh, I didn't know where everybody was.
Yeah, you're good. I forgot to move you when you were absent. So, and after maybe an hour or so of you guys kind of like helping to like put the pieces back together, your adrenaline drops. And there's not really anything for you to do as adventurers. You're outsiders. You don't know these people. There's not a ton of property damage from this. It's loss of life. And you guys are not the people that the people need to rely on. So at some point you kind of end up wandering, trying to help here and there. You bring Kilu back to her uncle. Uncle comes out in a Leo with a nat 20 on perception to keep track of what's going on in the madness. Clocks that he, amongst like 5 other people, have like wizard's robes on, specifically different wizard's robes than what he was wearing earlier, being Manu. And then you see him again a few hours later as he's wrapping up the project with Shelek to get your and for you, Dallin, the project of like you guys are trying to create something to help you with the thing. Shelek gets essentially like a 9-pronged like harpoon launcher in a box, and there are runes written on it that when launched, and she demonstrates this against the cliffside, it starts to produce water. And it's a net, so it's basically like a giant magic water producing net is the idea.
Interesting. Okay.
So that's what they came up with. You all saved lives, including Kilu's. And specifically Manu, or when Kilu finds Manu, she says, "The Hippo lady saved me from the ice thing. It was gonna hit me, and I heard a bunch of loud bangs, and I turned around and it fell apart." And so when Manu sees you, he thanks you specifically, and gives you a. Well, let me see here. Gives you a 3rd level spell scroll. That is and he says it's a protection from energy spell scroll. And it is protection against fire. So that can go in your inventory there, Nora.
Done. Wait, 3rd level, you said, yeah?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yep, so it's a... Yep, 3rd level spell scroll for protection from energy fire. But that's kind of where we left off. The town is once again in mourning after a short number of days.
Also, there was a confrontation between Dro and Escala.
Oh yeah, Escala was trying to go all out on healing or on protecting people and almost got herself killed, and Dro chewed her out for it. She got back in his face, but seemed like the words were received to some degree, at least. What else? Snake Boy almost died. Those in the smoke shop had a really hard time with their fights because these creatures were immune to poison, and that's their shtick. Let me see. Is there anything else, guys? It really does feel like it was longer than a week.
Mm-hmm.
We know that there are different types of graphs. We know that those wizards had like water symbols on their robes, so
Yes.
something maybe related to that.
It's an open book with a waterfall pouring out of the book down into a pool. Was the logo that they had on those, and you saw, or Leo saw about 5 wizards milling about helping the people, and then about an hour later he couldn't find any of them again. And there were also, or not specifically wizards, but like spellcasters in robes, and then you also saw like some larger ones with that same icon, in more like armor and like larger, heftier folk, and they also disappeared pretty quickly afterwards.
Those that Leo saw, Dro wouldn't know this, but just out of curiosity, the ones that they saw, were they the same kind of bestial people that are around the city normally?
There were some of them, but it was the first time that you saw like a regular humanoid.
Okay.
Yeah, there was a half elf. One of them was a gnome, and the other 2 were beasties.
Okay.
Or the other 3 were beasts. Well, the other 2 because the third one was Manu. Okay. So you guys have your weapon. You have.
Who has it, by the way?
That's a great question. Open for debate.
I think Leo had it, since he purchased it, maybe?
Wait, what did I have?
The big harpoon net
Oh yeah,
grenade
I was still
launcher.
collecting it and looking at it. Yeah, and then I kind of put it on my shoulder. Yeah, so I have it.
All that. I don't know, making up a name here, and Shellick pipes up and says, "It's called the Wave Launcher."
The wave launcher.
Wave Launcher, yeah.
Did Shellick just correct the DM? I guess I was a little lost in the character how that sentence worked out, but
Yep, exactly. I got corrected by the NPC.
okay.
I admit defeat. It's interesting being a DM because like I switch between like different minds rapidly, and Shellick overrode what I was originally thinking.
There's a name for that. It's like a disorder, you know.
Like the Robin Williams theory or something. I was told, or I watched an interview once where like there was a psychologist that said like the speed at which he can do that is mind-bogglingly fast.
Yeah.
Right. So, what's on the agenda for the Friendship Friends now?
Friendship friends.
If you guys don't come up with another name that's sticking.
We took a short rest, didn't we?
You guys
Yes,
did have a
we did
short
take a
rest
short rest.
around the fire as you guys were all just kind of staring into flames and just like letting the tension wash off of you.
I was wondering where my key points went.
Yep.
The waste one on freaking Escala, because she wouldn't sit still.
Welcome back to life. Here's a potion. Go to sleep.
Stun. I don't think you put her to sleep. It was a stun, wasn't it?
Well, yeah. Till she kept
turned
now
in-
wanting. Then she went to
It
sleep.
turned into a go to sleep.
Oh, nice.
I'm gonna make that canon one of these days. I'm gonna knock some out. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Go to sleep.
Yup.
I'm just trying to remember what the conversation was between Dro and Yasla.
What?
Went something like that.
Yeah,
This is the
probably.
face of a needy puppy.
That's all
Oh.
I ever hear when Dro talks.
Oh.
I feel like it's a lot of people.
Oh, dude, you stink. Get out of here. Go. Don't release that in here. That's nasty. Out.
That's also how I talk to Dro.
Aren't we going to head up to the library? Am I mistaken?
Yeah, I think that was the
Where
next
we were
plan.
heading, yeah. That's what I think where we were heading in the first place.
Yeah, till
So you've got the library, you've got the fire creature, you've got lots of little different threads to pull on. It's just a matter of which one do you want to go.
Library. I think we were headed there also.
yeah.
Okay. So, any conversations that you guys are having amongst yourselves as you're traveling? The library is about an hour and a half north of here by walking.
And what time of the day is it? Was this at night?
This
when it
all
was getting
happened.
popular?
This all happened in the morning, maybe like 8 o'clock in the morning or so.
Wow.
So like, or no, probably more like 9ish. So like early morning, the day folk people were just starting to like get up and going.
Okay.
What was I doing up then?
But yeah, no joke. From the night before, just Bender.
I feel like I could have slept that one out. I almost did.
yeah.
That's on purpose.
I think if we're walking, Dro would walk up next to Seamus. So it's pretty obvious. Well, here's a question. Is Nora walking next to Seamus?
Yes.
Okay. So you'd blatantly hear this. Looking at kind of both of you at that point. So it's pretty obvious you guys are fairly close. I take it you've known each other before you got into this little party here.
Yeah, me and the lassie, we go back a bit for sure. Been doing hunting for a bit, you know. So proprietorships working together, as it were, in a cooperative sort of engagement on professional contracts where they come about.
How long have you guys been traveling together?
Oh, I don't know. It's been. I don't know. What was it? Like a year and a half? Is that right? Or 3 years?
Few years, yeah, I think a few
I think it's
years.
3. Yeah, I think it's been about 3 years.
Interesting. And has it just been the two of you till you guys ran into all these individuals, especially the ones we left? The old man, the turtle, creature.
That's just a few moons ago, really, that we ran into them. Can't be more than a couple of months tops, it seems like.
With them, y'all, it hasn't even been like a week, or it hasn't been more than maybe like 2.5 weeks since you met Nim and Nort and Corin. It's been pretty fast so far.
As I said, just a few weeks, I guess.
What about Leo?
Yeah, he's part of the newer crew.
Yeah, about the same time.
Where'd you meet all of these guys?
What's with the 20 questions? Do we get to ask like one for each in return, or how does this work?
Feel free. It's just conversation.
I gotcha. Yeah, it's newer. As I said, we've been professional contracting, and we recognized that we had some blind spots and looking to fill out a crew, as it were. But obviously, some of them have been marooned for a bit now. But it's good to be traveling with you. You seem quite capable out there, especially the lady you're traveling with.
Yeah, still getting used to working together with others. It's something more newer to me. Last few weeks, not so much. But I see the benefits. I tend to drift alone at times to get the work done that I need to get done. But it hasn't been bad. It's nice knowing someone can watch your back if you watch theirs.
Yeah, especially when their back has a prehensile tail on it.
Yeah. That thing's a bitch. Yeah. Just kind of just sitting there processing, like, it's totally not normal.
I mean, what is normal in Aeon, though? I mean,
That is probably the most normal statement you can say.
yeah, there's no median.
Yeah, I know. Those that are newer here will probably disagree with that. They sit here for a couple weeks if they manage to survive. But
I mean, there are some, similarities at times. Humanoids, for example. Upright, walking, capable creatures. They seem to come as often as monsters, I guess, but hard to say what'll stick, really.
yeah, we've just got some shitty luck running into the creatures. They're really
Oh,
pain in the ass ones too.
it's a mixed bag.
That's fair. Talking about monsters, back at, is it Ripple Middle? Is that what the place was called, Morgan?
Triple mid.
Ripple Mid. Back in Ripple Mid, when we were talking, and we were, shouldn't say we, when some were, what's the word to use, interrogating Yaslin, asking if she was a werewolf. Is that something, a touchy subject for you guys?
I'll let Nora speak for herself here.
I don't remember this conversation. I might not have been around for werewolf conversations.
Might have been Morgan playing Nora.
It could have been, just imagine Nora. No, you were there, because it's like Nora shapeshifted and you're like, are you a werewolf? Or are you a lichen or something?
As soon as we met, you were asking because of the.
Oh,
The
right. The
shape-shifting.
shape shifting. Right. Oh, yeah, that's been a minute ago.
Yeah, this was probably first session that you guys
that we worked
met up
with
with
them,
these
right.
two.
I don't really care for werefolk very much.
Morgan, I don't know if we've talked about it, but would Dro have had any interaction with anyone like that?
With the werefolk?
Mm-hmm.
Roll roll a d100 for me.
$46.
No. But you've heard of them in your circle. And that sorry, downloading something. Brain is processing. You've heard of them being useful to those in your realm.
Okay.
They can be bestial and unwieldy. They can also be, if they are of the Talmer type, they can also be very adaptable to certain situations. As you're thinking about this, not necessarily the same, but you do remember a pair of Kenku that you've run into before that are very useful for scouting purposes. And because they can report back precisely what they heard.
Like a recorder.
Mm-hmm.
So after Nora kind of just says that, yeah, they're interesting individuals. Seems like that's a touchy subject for you.
Oh, not really. Just don't really care for them, that's all.
Their own insight on that.
Yes, you can.
Of course.
Seems to be said with the same amount of like kind of general blasé that Nora always has. So you're not sure.
Just kind of look at her. Okay. And look over at Seamus. You feel the same about him?
You know, I tend to go after different contracts if I'm picking on my own. But when I work with Nora, yeah, I mean, going after a monster could be as lucrative as a lot of other options, and you tend to be the good guy on the contract, which is nice. It just makes it easier.
Get that. Find the work where it is, do the work, make the gold.
Exactly.
As we're walking, is there anyone else along this path as we're walking?
Seems surprisingly empty at the moment. Like there's been a rush of people getting down to Rippletop. And maybe like one or two runners that went up to like provide the messaging to Rippletop. But that phase is kind of done. You imagine that the people are mostly where they are. Like they've already arrived where they're going, probably for the day.
I think at this point, Dro would drop back next to Yaslin, just kind of keep a lookout just around, keeping an eye on everybody, keeping an eye on the surroundings. If anyone looks at the group, he's clocking it.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Guidance?
Yeah, you can guidance yourself on this. 12? 12 plus
Nine,
your
19.
19, okay. As you're going up, you guys kind of come around the bend, and there's this little bridge that goes across, and there's a slight waterfall. You guys have been going for about 50, 55 minutes or so, and you kind of stop for a moment. This is a good spot for like a drink. Take a minute to just relax yourself slightly.
I'll kind of look over.
And sorry, just a minute as I'm figuring this. But you start clocking the kind of the trees around you and whatnot. There is something that you notice with your 19. There is a kind of a pair of glowing eyes as you like look over, glowing eyes inside of a shadow, and they duck down rather fast. Maybe 30 or 40 feet inside the tree line.
And are we at this little spot, like, stopped?
Yeah.
Lunch break?
Yep, little time for lunch.
So
Everybody
seeing
can-
that,
Just checking, everybody can see this even before I put your tokens on, right?
no.
Nope.
Nope.
No.
No. Okay, let me. How about now?
Yes.
Cool.
Yep.
There's a couple of vision settings that I'm still learning about.
So clocking that, Dro would whisper it over to Yaslin and then casually walk over to the rest of the group as if like he's going to have a conversation and lean in. So about 30, 40 feet out and kind of motion with his head the direction. We got a visitor. Might not be a bad idea, and look over at Nora. Look down at her gun. I have that ready.
It's always ready, love.
And then just
No.
walk up to the waterfall, but trying to keep an eye on that area.
Hey, buddy.
If I can.
Yeah, wherever you guys are in this area, go ahead and position yourselves on this while I let the monsters outside for a moment. They've been locked in for a bit.
Where was, can you ping on there where it was that these eyes or whatever he saw
Yeah.
were?
Kind of. Oh, I'm sorry.
Nora's going swimming.
Full on charge and jump.
We can reach 35 miles per hour on land, no big deal.
It's a upper right.
So like up here. Or here.
Yeah.
I know
Exactly.
my left from my right.
Mhm.
I would look over at Yaslin and kind of like acknowledge her, let her know that I'm going to try to flank around, and then look over at Seamus to look over. I'm gonna go take a look. Might not be a bad idea to have another pair of eyes looking over that way. You have the means of messaging at a distance, as do I, so might not be a bad idea for us to keep an eye on each other and told Yaslin to have her be ready, but to not follow, as she's not as sneaky as me. And then I'm just going to casually start to wrap around, like over here, to see if I can get a better look at what or who is watching us.
Okay, go ahead and roll a stealth check, and if you're moving at stealth, it is at half speed. You can still bonus action dash to get your full speed and stuff, though. And
Were we at all
so
planning
where
on
is-
doing this?
where is everybody else at? Like, because you guys are like at this pool, settling in for a moment before like Dro clocks this, so you guys are probably not all just like grouped up, standing there staring at the water.
I'll be out by the water. Because if it's up in that general area, yeah, about 70, 80 feet, there should work.
Leo, Yaslin, were Yaslin's not here. I'm gonna say Yaslin like goes down and like probably takes off her boots for a minute and dips her feet in.
I told her to be ready just in case.
Listening, be right back.
Oh yeah, that's right. So she's over here. She's staring at the water, like this tiny little waterfall here. Freaking dogs.
Yeah, Dro would have only told Seamus and Yaslin unless Nora or Leo was near him.
I'd look over at Leo and subtly scratch my ear and say, there might be something about. Heads up.
In response, Leo would just probably pull Kenji out. So he'd touch one of the crystals on his side, and Kenji would kind of materialize out of light just near him.
And then also, just so you're aware, Marcus's hit dice are d8s. So you guys had the short rest. You can heal him up same way you do on like health dice for yourself.
Okay, cool.
Yep. All right, so Kenji, where do you want him? Within about 15 feet of you.
Yeah, just put him closer to the water, over towards the bridge, maybe on the bridge. Like
Okay.
Yeah, right there.
Okay, perfect. And he comes out and just looks like that. Okay, roll your stealth check throw.
Does guidance work on this?
Yes, it does, because you know that you are actively like
I'm doing
going for something.
Okay. That natural 20
Woof.
really did that to me.
Yep. Okay, so a 10, you start sneaking along, and you get to the top of these steps. It looks like maybe at one point there may have been some sort of tower up here. But you know, and you see like a clean, looks like this should have ended in like some sort of structure, but there's like steps that come up in two different directions, and you kind of see that there was a very clean line on them, almost like, you know, a massive giant, like just chopped whatever this was connected to off and just like ripped it away, and you don't see any of it anywhere nearby. Roll me an intelligence check.
You have to feed them when they're inside of the crystals, Leo.
I don't ever feed them.
You don't have to feed them at all.
I mean, they eat when they're out, but it's let's say that they're not alive. These are merely manifestations of their essence.
I'm gonna have some follow-up questions there, but we'll put a pin in it for now.
Sure. This kind of just conversations happening in the background as Dro is coming up. Dro, you see this clean line. You know what? Sorry, I'm going to take that back. That intelligent. I'm not going to tell you what that is because even with your intelligence roll. But then you see like trees and whatnot, like growing up. You see like the clean line has happened some amount of time ago, and things have adapted over this. So you come up here trying to get the high ground, and there's some. It kind of goes into the trees a little bit, and you're being pretty sneaky, or you think you're being pretty sneaky. And as you come up, there is like almost like a dwarfen body. But you see, and it's like kind of hunched down on its hands and knees, like looking through the trees. It's got bronze like skin, and you see it just like looking around as your head kind of like peeks above the stairs, it immediately clocks you. And you see this thing, and it like reaches behind, grabs a shield, grabs a hammer off of its side, and as it screams, it's like a dwarf, but it's very clean shaven, bald on top, absolutely no facial hair. And as it screams out, there's a little bit of a metallic sound to it, but as it does scream, its entire head ignites in fire like a lion's mane. And I need everybody to roll initiative.
That is cool as shit.
As this dude starts stalking towards you.
How far away is he?
Right. Nope, that's why. Kenji. Why Kenji?
Kenji.
He's right here.
Oh, so he's
that guy's so cool.
He's a bit of ways away. Okay.
Yeah, little ways away. And he's still on top. I'm gonna say that both Dro and this guy are about 20 feet up on top of this platform.
Can
and then
I see him?
As he screams, two more like pop out of the woods and like start charging towards you. So let's get everybody to roll initiative.
How many feet tall are they?
They're medium-sized creatures, so they're like, but they are dwarvish, so they're like on the shorter side, like 4 feet and change.
Casey, can you capture medium creatures? Because if so, you should get those. They're so cool looking.
Those are cool. They may be a little bit too intelligent, though. They look like they might be. I don't know. Let's try to talk to them.
If they only had a brain.
You do see these things, and most likely you will not be able to capture them.
Yeah, they look a little too not creaturey to me.
Oh, there.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Rolling for my NPCs.
17 for myself, good sir.
Okay, and then I'm removing Kenji because he just goes with Leo. Would you say 17?
Yeah, not very good.
17, and Yaslin doesn't get any sort of bonus to her initiative, does she?
No bonus.
Like no ability or whatnot.
Cha-cha-cha.
Okay. Okay. Nope, I'm just going to roll normal for her. Okay. So these things charge out. Let's get some music going. I think I have new stuff. Oh, I don't think I've used this one yet. Here we go.
Like how Nora asked, can I see them? Is it more like, can Nora's gun see them?
I just need to know if I can see that high. Yeah, that's all I need. Because I was looking up there, I was eyeballing where he said to watch out for him. So it was curiosity if I could see over yonder.
What, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30? Ooh, they might have 30. That might be a problem.
One sec, guys. Okay, oh no, this is not the music I want. I lied. Try for this one. Yeah, we'll go there. I created a backlog of like 50 songs to sort and organize, and I've been going through them slowly, so my playlists are getting a little bit bigger. I have some new things to work with, but a lot of it's new to me. So I have to figure out how to use them. Okay, this dude... he's going to run forward. He's going to move up for 30 feet, plant himself there, grab a shield, and like hold it up behind him. And he's going to take the dodge action as he gets a little bit closer. Nora is up.
You walked away. Question. You said their head lit on fire. Did their weapon as well?
Yes, it did.
Okay. Lovely. Fire. Great.
And they like screamed and came running at us, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they were tracking you, and as soon as they did, nope, never mind. I'm good. Okay, so Nora, go.
Wait, why is there an X under me?
You're dead.
That doesn't sound good.
Well, maybe running while they're lit on fire is how they start a negotiation.
Start looking
Do you want me
shameless.
to? Should I take that serious? And I'll cock my pistol and shoot.
No, of course not. Don't take that serious.
I'll cock my pistol and shoot at him. Oh, well, the first one here close. I'm guessing I can see this guy, right? Because he's only 20 feet up. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And your attack is at disadvantage
Why is it a disadvantage?
because he's taking the dodge action.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Well, 15. Well, I guess not 15. Let's see. Oh, yeah, 15. The other one was a 19. That was unfortunate.
Does not hit. The bullet goes straight into the shield with a kind of a resounding glong.
Oh, that's fucking cute, and I'll shoot again. And a disadvantage, that was a 14, so I'm guessing that's a miss again. Oh no!
Whoa.
That was me.
Everything reset.
Oh, I just got completely logged out.
Yeah, just reset the system. And now I don't have an X on me. Excellent.
Yeah, I have not liked the X for a while. I think it didn't show up very well. So that new little blue
Oh, is that
box
showing
is
who's next?
Yeah, no, it shows you that's your starting point. So if Nora moves over here, you can be like, oh okay,
cool.
Nora started here. So that's
So
what that's
helpful.
for.
Right.
Mhm.
So I'm guessing 15 doesn't hit yet again.
Does not, just a couple of times just in the shield.
You're starting to piss me off, and I'm going to use my action surge, and I'm going to shoot her 2 more times. Okay, that was 16, and a 19. 16 hit.
What did you say?
16.
16 does not hit.
Son of a bitch.
Like this dude is like straight up Sparta defensing against you, like all the way behind the shield.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Don't go lower than that. There we go. 23.
All right, just a minute.
If you say no to 23, I'm walking away.
Yeah, if we don't
Oh,
get it
no.
on 23, I'm definitely going to say, all right, we've messed up.
No, you're good. Yeah, 23 hits.
Excellent, finally. Holy shit, 23. Let's see here.
The shield that they're carrying, is it about the same size as them? Smaller, bigger?
It's a little bit smaller, but they seem well practiced at like hunkering down and hiding behind the whole thing.
So literally like a Spartan.
Yeah, he's full on Spartying.
Okay.
10 piercing damage.
10 piercing. All right. All right. You know, his shoot him in the shin. Hey, anything else, Nora?
Let's see how far I am from him. 45. I'll step a little bit back, kind of by the water edge here, just to have some distance, and that's it.
Okay, next to Mr. O.
Hmm. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Not as much as I want to. That might not be a good idea. I am going to... I'm going to run down the stairs as much as I want to run up and smack him. And get back closer to the group. With my full movement. And then... also hold the dodge action.
Okay, sounds good. Okay. Leo is up next, along with Kenji.
All right. So, this guy's up on top of the stairs, the guy on the right, but this guy on the left, he's actually down on that rock ledge.
Yeah, platform approximately level with you.
All right, where we're at, we're probably gonna go up the stairs and try to deal with that guy, maybe with Dro. So,
Bro already did come down the stairs.
oh, why did Dro run away?
Dro's very far away from the team.
Bro is learning not to tank with his face by himself.
That's what Yaslin's for.
Yeah. That's fair. We're both gonna dash up to those guys.
Okay.
And I think his is 25 feet, so he only gets 50. So that'll put him.
You can do control and click to get an anchor point.
Yeah, I've never learned.
Yep. So if you've got him selected, you do a control. There you go. Exactly. Oh no. So it's
I got it.
yeah. So you control, click, and then you can move and click and click and click and click. Then hypothetically, if you hit the space bar.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're gonna move up that way. So I'll be here. He'll be here, roughly.
Okay.
And that will be it.
Cool. You currently have an additional point on your armor class because you are in range of your buddy.
Yeah. Cool. Good job. Thank you.
Yanslin's up. Okay, what does she have?
A tail.
She does have a tail. These things are pretty far away, though.
Javelins? Did she ever recover her javelins?
Yeah, she does have javelins. And I think she has 4 of them? That doesn't seem right. I'm going to drop that down to 3. Okay, yep, so she's going to step forward. What is the range on this? She needs 30 feet away from this guy, so approximately there. 35 feet she can do because she's a barbarian. She's a little extra move speed. She runs up, grabs a couple of javelins, and she is going for an attack there. Let's see. Inventory, javelin. I'm going to actually equip that on her. And this is at disadvantage. I rolled all fours, so that's swell.
Oh my god, that was how I was doing.
Next one. What? Why is it not? There we go. Second one, also at disadvantage. Ooh, that's not going to be good either. That's 14. So, actually, no, that's fine. So yeah, she launches 2 of her javelins out, and they just, one goes a little high, and one of them like sees it coming and like redirects his shield because it looks like it's about to hit his foot and just pins it to the ground first and brings his shield back up. So this guy's tanking in pretty well. Next guy, 20 feet up. He is. He's going to take a slow forward approach, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Also in defense mode, taking the dodge action. Seamus is up.
Can I run and jump across this water? This, right here?
What is your strength score?
12?
Yep. As long as you've got a 10-foot running start, your jump strength or your jump distance is double your strength score. So you can jump up to 24 feet, which drops down to 20.
Cool.
I don't think Seamus is much of a runner.
Very
He
light
moves-
and on his feet, yeah.
He moves pretty fast.
All right. Yeah.
It's dexterous.
Just checking the range on.
Up where Dro was, is that the only elevated spot?
Yes, it is. And it goes, I'll just freehand draw. The platform looks approximately like this.
Okay. Interesting.
Seamus will look north, and as he does, he will reach his hands out and like cast a spell. I don't know like what I say or what it looks like. I normally do this subtly, but I'm not feeling like the need to be subtle at the moment. But as I cast it over there, you see a water elemental climb up out of the water.
Okay, and this is silent image, not minor illusion, right? So which is a larger. Oh no. Okay. Blah, blah. No larger than 15 cube. All right. Sure. Yeah.
Maybe not like a full-size water elemental. I don't know how 15-foot tall is. Like, is that a large or not?
That would be a huge. Man, that seems excessive for a cantrip.
It's not a cantrip. It's a first-level spell.
Minor illusions to cantrip.
Oh, you have it in your at will section because reasons. Because it's not actually Okay. I gotcha. It's at will. It's not a cantrip. There's a difference. Okay, cool. Yeah, water begins to kind of pool upwards out of the water, and you see like a spinning vortex, like almost like a series of water blades skittering around there. All right, there's no sound to it, so they have to do an investigation check against your spell DC to see if it's an illusion.
And then I'm gonna run and jump across the water here, very nimbly, quickly.
Okay, cool. Absolutely. Next up is this guy.
I'm gonna bonus action and dash. Or no, I'm gonna bonus action hide. Can I hide here? I'm like on open rock. I'm gonna bonus action dash.
This is like this here is like a 10-foot drop. You could like run to the edge and like hang off the side for a bonus action hide.
No, it's alright. I'll just bonus action move back a little bit further even.
Okay, cool. Next up is my last fireman. He's going to move forward towards the water elemental. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Not having his shield up. And hey, you know what? I probably have... Just because it's fun and I like to do elementals. Oh no, what do you mean I don't have his token? Sorry. Un momento. I have his token. This is not going to last long because he's about to swing through it and realize that it isn't there. But it's cool to look at. There we go. That's what they look like.
So sad.
Mm-hmm. So Seamus, where do you want his 3 triangles inside of your box there?
Climbing up out of the water, so I don't know like how far up on the land you could get.
So that'd be probably here, here, or here. So 1, 2, or 3.
I'll let you pick. I don't want to meta in there, I guess.
I'll put him right about here, and in that case, why is this guy's little blue mark stopped?
I see it.
Yeah, it should have been like over here.
Oh.
So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 30. No. So I would put him in there. He goes shield stance as well. Not having quite the distance to actually attack the elemental. So next guy back up top is going to move forward. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. He's going to go up to Yaslin and go for a strike with his warhammer. Target there.
She's not raging, is she?
She is not. She thought she had some distance before she had to do that. Or at least my version of her did. Goes up and goes for a... Ooh, that is a 24 to hit. Her armor class is normally a 17.
Yeah.
Yep. She's currently boosted from Dro's thing last time.
Oh, I was gonna say, yeah, it's not on her now.
It's not in there. So she's going to use her reaction to... It was a little good for me to do this every once in a while. No, that's not the way you do that thing. She just attacked herself.
If it's still hit her, though.
Okay, so it's just a D10.
Wow.
Wow, that's a 10. Okay, so she's at a 17. She gets a 10. The flaming warhammer comes in. She blocks it, kind of like with at the point of the tail, going straight into the shaft. That's it. She stops it cold. Is there anything else this guy wants to do? Nope, that'll be it for him. Nora's up.
Oh excellent. I will shoot 2 shots at the ones fighting against Yeslin.
Okay, cool.
Oh, and not at disadvantage now, right?
Not at disadvantage.
Oh, 26 to hit.
Wow.
26. Yep, that'll hit.
10 more damage.
10 more. Shoot him. What am I doing? Shoot him right in the pack and face.
Excellent. Last bullet out of the Viper box here is a 16 to hit.
16 does not hit. These guys are tough. Also, Yaslin, for touching him with his with the tail. Let's see if I can get this looking right. Yaslin takes 5 points of damage as as she brings her tail up and hits it, and like she recoils as like it singes the tail spike. Oh, but she's not raging, so she doesn't have a tail.
That's what I was wondering.
Okay, so never mind. I do get to smack her with my hammer then. And I'm gonna give her the 10 or the 5 HP back because she didn't do that part. Okay, so this guy, damage normal. Oops, how many times did I just hit her? Was that just once? Nope, that's accurate. Okay, swings down and hits Yaslin. And there should be another D6 in there, so I'm gonna roll that. That is a 3. So she gets hit for 10 with the hammer, and another 3 damage of fire just burning into her body from the flaming weapon. All right. Then he gets shot. Now it's the rest of Nora's turn.
And then she'll just say, "Oh, for fuck's sake!" and she'll holster, what she was the name. I'm trying to think what the hell I called it. Oh, for fuck's sake, Bunny! And she'll put it down and she'll pull out her pistol instead.
Are you naming it like Jinx?
Blue Bunny? Yeah.
Yep. Alrighty, that's Nora's turn. Dro is up.
Damn it, that takes my bonus action. Okay, yeah, I wouldn't have. How do you do the flip a coin again, Morgan? On here? Is it D2?
Oh. Yeah.
Yep, if you do a coin, or if you do a / roll
that's
1d2.
not what I wanted. Shit. Okay. Seeing Leo running up. Seemed out. He's just gonna. Of course, I have just enough to get there. His movement. Flying past Leo. Pop.
Okay, go for it. Roll those attacks. He, all of this is at disadvantage. He is taking dodge action.
Oh, he is. Shit. Oh, well. No, I don't want to punch myself.
Yes, target your enemy. Or your inner enemy.
Disadvantage.
So if Dro hits him
Nice.
and he's blocking, like, is he still blocking until his turn, or does he now break the block?
No, it just means that Dro was able to get through on that one attack, but he still got it up.
Just curving around with the staff around the shield and smacking him.
Yep.
Up.
What? Why is that not a thing? Okay, 6 points of bludgeoning and... Sorry, it's not showing what I want it to be showing. Cool.
Hot body.
As soon as I
Heated
hit
body.
him.
You take as you come in and swing and get him. He returns the favor. Just as you get in there and like contact his body, get close to it, it sears your skin.
Step back. Okay, that's ow. Look back at Leo. They burn a lot. And since I hit him, I'm going to use 10, 15, a key point to use Step of the Wind to back up.
Okay.
Because,
You hit him.
Yeah.
So yep, it doesn't follow.
and just that's bonus action. That's all I'm gonna do for right now. I don't want to take any more
Okay.
of that fire damage.
All right, sounds good. Gotcha. Leo is up.
All right. Leo will take a step up. And seeing that, he'll go in for a shot with his crossbow.
Okay. Go ahead and roll that damage, or roll that attack at disadvantage. You're currently whispering just to me, by the way. Wow, that's
Twos.
impressive. Double twos. All right. You're currently just whispering to me right now, Leo, if you want to change that.
I just
or
switched
not.
it back to a public, yeah. I don't
Okay,
know why
cool,
I
cool,
did that.
Probably a
Um,
carryover from last time.
All right, and
Oh, that's
then
actually quite likely.
gonna just go for another shot for my
Yep.
second attack. All right.
Bugger.
Oh, wow. Wow, it was like a 19 and a 1, and then they flipped and became a 19 and a 1. I don't know if that animation happened the same way for everybody, but holy shit. Leo, go ahead and roll a d6 for me.
D6. Bada bing.
Oh shit. You like step up and this old ass stair crumbles underneath your foot. And you like lurch forward as you like pull the trigger right at Dro's ass.
Ah,
Can I use my reaction?
Yes, you can. So go ahead and roll your damage. And then this will be against Dro's deflect missile amount.
Deflect missile.
Okay, so Dro can deflect up to 16 points of damage, which is probably going to work just fine. So Leo, what damage do you... roll your damage on your... Yeah.
and target him.
No, don't target him, because he's... because I don't want to actually hit the character. You can just hit the damage button from up above.
Yes.
Nine. Okay. Dro, out of the corner of your eye and ear, you hear this... And really quickly just...
Can I, because in the same reaction, I can make an attack with that. Can I spin around and throw it at the dwarf?
Does it have to be an attack back at the one who hit at you?
It just says if you catch a missile in this way, you can spend a key point, make a range attack with the weapon or piece of ammunition you just caught as part of the same reaction.
Nice.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah, just an attack. You can redirect that however you want.
What let's do? Okay.
This is still at disadvantage. Mm-hmm. Wow, dodge action's never been so useful to me as a DM before.
Still not gonna miss.
Yep.
Or it still is gonna miss.
That's
Yeah.
still pretty impressive. You did a better job at hitting with Leo's attack than he did.
I'm gonna spin around and look at Leo. That one.
Leo would kind of like look away and then maybe flick you a gold piece.
Immediately
Twice that missile too.
into the pocket, all one
Deflects
fluid
that.
motion.
All right. So that's Leo's go. Kenji.
Kenji's turn. Let's see here. He can go 25, or he can dash to 50. He could get up there and hack, but he's gonna take some back damage. How about Kenji hops up on my shoulder?
Okay.
That's it.
Okay. Just sent you a message real quick.
All right.
You know, I'm gonna put Kenji back in the initiative because we can get a starting location for him.
Oh
I'm just
yeah.
gonna put him at
Just
right
below
at
me.
right below you in the order. Okay, cool. Anything else you want to do based on my comment, Leo, or are you good?
Yeah. There's something I was thinking.
All right, describe it. We'll see if we can make it happen. If it's something new and wild, there's probably going to be a little bit of a negative to it since it's unpracticed.
Yeah.
But
Well,
over
try.
time, something like that would get less and less of a detriment.
So, I was thinking Kenji might have some sort of a charge ability where he can run up and basically hit something with his shell, and maybe in
like the rollout move sort of deal. Or are you talking like a shield slam, or are you talking about like he's Sonic the Hedgehogs?
Now I like the idea of Sonic the Hedgehog.
Like that.
Okay.
Maybe not.
And we can do this kind of as a combined maneuver. You two lock with each other on this idea. You technically have a second attack, but you're wielding a loaded weapon, or a weapon that has the loaded properly, so proper T. So you would have to spend time to reload it. So instead, you forego that. Kenji comes up and like jumps and tucks, and with your second attack, kind of in tandem with Kenji, you bowling ball him, maybe,
Yeah.
or something else.
Yeah, throw him like an armadillo.
Is that a thing?
I mean, what else do you do to armadillo?
Throwing an armadillo. I'm googling this now.
It actually, what I thought of for some reason is in The Road to El Dorado, they play a game.
Oh, the
and
hit
there's
ball.
a point where hit ball, and they play it with the armadillo guy. That's kind of what I was thinking. I don't know.
No, there was like a dead armadillo that somebody threw, which was kind of creepy. Thanks, YouTube. But I don't see an actual thing. But yeah,
armadillo. Okay.
yeah, but totally get you. Okay, so you roll. Go ahead and roll with Kenji. This is basically an unarmed strike. So he's not proficient with this. So go ahead and just roll d20, add his strength modifier. And then, so this is just a strength check, essentially, to see how accurate it is. But you are assisting him, so it'll just be a straight up roll.
It wasn't great. This is a
Okay.
7 with 5 plus 2.
Yep. Okay, so Kenji lies, and give me a strength check for Leo as well, as kind of combining like how accurate can he be, but how far does Leo is able
Throw him.
to throw him.
Not well. Really poor.
Okay.
I wasn't really expecting this. He's pretty
Yep.
sharp.
Yep. You kind of pinch your own finger in between like two of the things, and he kind of like flies right over here, and like lodges in between the staircases, like as they're like coming up. Like when you shoot a basketball, and like it's that perfect shot where it like just sticks right between the rim and the backboard. That's a little bit where you're at right now. And he like sticks out, and he's like, and he's able to like start to crawl out because it wasn't a natural one on either side. It just didn't go well.
So now he's just standing here next to the guy.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. That was fun.
Shro
All right,
just looks over at him. What?
Trying new things.
In your notes section, there you go. You got the biography section. Let's keep track of like biography. Or your notes or somewhere. Keep track of like what you have tried.
Yeah.
Over time, so we can practice it. Okay, Yaslin, you're up. You're at a pool. You're fighting fiery brass dwarf people. Because reasons. You're on your way to the library. This guy came up and smacked you with a javelin because you didn't rage right away. Because you threw javelins instead. My bad. That'll teach you to have dinner with your parents.
Bro just needs to insult her at the beginning of every combat to piss her off.
Right. So Lily, you're up. But maybe Lily isn't here right now. Okay,
Hello?
hey, there we go.
Hey.
Alright. It's loading in for me still. Oh, there we go.
Alright.
Alright. Oh, I'm totally wrecking house, aren't I? Just.
You are currently not raged. You just got hit with a hammer.
Oh, that's quite rude. I would like to rage.
Good choice.
Okay.
Good choice.
Good idea.
All right. What kind of form are you taking this time?
What are these looking? These are just
Fire
weird.
little dudes.
Are these like?
Touching them hurts burns you.
Andrew found that out.
Oh, touching them hurts.
A lot.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh.
So I suppose she will go with a tail. Her new classic. And even I guess I'll find out. I'll go ahead and just smash him with my great axe.
You are down to a single javelin, by the way.
Oh, all good.
Mm-hmm. The others are like just over here, where you threw them at him earlier. Okay, so attack him with the great axe.
Okay. I won't reckless this time.
Mm-hmm. Oh shit! I just forgot about your recklessness. Yeah, 20 hits. Go ahead and deal the damage, because if you would have reckless last time, it would have been at average instead of advantage or disadvantage. Okay, so he takes 5 slashing damage from you. You take 1 point of fire damage for touching him.
Interesting. Okay. All right. I see.
Mm-hmm.
I see. Okay. I don't think that added my rage. Yeah, it did
No,
not.
it did not. Okay, so 2 more points down.
And then I'll just manually add it this next attack if it hits.
Okay. That'll be a 19. That hits too.
2.
Okay.
Whoa.
What did you just roll?
Max
Damage.
damage on my great axe.
Wow. Okay. You take. Did I do it again, or did it crap out because you're already damaged, or you killed him before I could do it. I think it did. So you take. Woo, that one's going for a dance. You take 8 points of fire damage as you like slice down, ignoring the burning inside of your arms, and you split him right down the center with kind of like a metallic squeal of this brassy skin. Even tries to like put up his shield and just doesn't fucking matter. Just and there's a kind of a squeal as he just falls to the ground.
I'm like, these things suck.
Telling me. Oh, you also missed Leo's shot, Dro.
Yep.
A natural one.
And then Dro picked it out of the air and kept
Yeeted
going.
it
Yeah,
at the drawer.
you can still keep moving.
What's this weird white line thingy? Is that something I know about?
You're muted, Morgan.
Every damn game. That's the area of the plateau that is flat.
Oh, okay.
And it's approximately 20 feet in the air.
Alright, so I think I'm gonna...
The water elemental is mine.
It's an
Okay,
illusion.
that's yours.
Right. Nobody knows that.
You said you weren't being subtle.
No,
when
I
you
was gonna
cast
say.
it, though. So, like, if we saw you waving your hands around, we might assume that was your.
That's what
Yeah,
you
but
did.
I think that Seamus would probably if I had to, if there's a verbal component, there probably is that Seamus would have learned to mix other things within so that he throws people off when he's casting spells. He's super sus on everything. So somewhere in there, he would have said something like "water elemental rise" to flavor it as it was coming out, as though I knew exactly what I was casting and this is not an illusion, kind of a thing.
Oh,
Yeah, and if we could hear that, I mean, that wouldn't cue off the other guys that it's fake, and we would likely know because we don't think you have the ability to rise water elementals.
Yeah, you guys have seen Seamus use illusions before, so
Yeah.
this does check out.
he's just like, I need a bottle of water.
Okay.
I think she goes up here
All right.
and will end her turn.
Excellent. Next up is my fire guy. Okay, he's going to... He's going to come down here. 5, 10, 15, 20. He's going to get in between the two of you. And he's going to turn towards Leo. He's going to prep his shield and he's going to bash you. He's going to use his attack to shove you. So this will be his attack as a 8.
That doesn't hit.
That does not hit. But he does push. Roll a dex saving throw for me real quick. Let's see if that is a dodge or if that's a block. That's... Fuck.
He missed all down the stairs.
Yeah, so that's... He kind of comes at you as a running start, and you full on oh, bullfighter this dude. And he goes off the cliff.
Nice.
Lands in the grass. He's going to take 4 points of bludgeoning damage. Oh, great. And he's prone.
Yeah.
Aye. So, Leo, you see this coming and your dodge is so good. You step out of the way and use flip the butt of your crossbow around and trip him. And he goes and because it's a nat 20, you don't take fire damage. You were too elusive for it. Okay, so that's his turn. Seamus!
I'm gonna bonus action dash and then jump across back to the other side again. And as I run across, then I will look over and I will use my action to move the water elemental forward a little bit. But as it moves forward, I'm gonna mimic the water elemental being afraid of the fire and then like starting to run away. And I'll like yell at it like, no, don't stop, no, don't fight it, water elemental. But I'm gonna mimic like the water elemental being afraid of the fire now.
Nice. All right. So this guy it's starting to like back up and shift slightly.
No, not slightly. He's moving like back in the water away from this thing so it can't get hit. Because I know if he tries to hit it, then like it breaks the illusion. So I can move him up to 60 feet on my action, as long as it's within range. So he has a lot of movement, and he's like a water elemental, so he can like move pretty fast and look cool and slurp over there, afraid looking. That's good. That's
Okay,
good. This guy's not gonna jump in the water.
All right. Anything else for you, Seamus?
No, I mean that was some pretty solid acting, I think, for Seamus. And that'll be good.
All right. This guy up here, he sees what's going on, looks at Yadlin, who's like walking towards him with like maybe dragging the battle axe on the ground behind her, like sparking. Like, yep. Let's see here. Did I actually make a rage token for you? I did not. I got to do that at some point. Okay, and he looks at the water elemental, sees they're severely outnumbered, sees his buddy like just off the cliff somehow, and he's going to extinguish his fire around his head, and there's like a 10-foot illumination that's happening around all of these guys. It sucks away as he throws his warhammer and like throws his shield over his back for a little bit of extra protection, and he is gonna scarper out of here.
He's running away.
Yep. He starts going. Everybody loses sight of him as he just turns around and starts booking it through the forest. And he is out of there. You guys can give chase if you want. But for now, it's up to Nora.
Oh, how far is this? Is this guy over here? Is he on the same level as I am, just behind these stone stairs?
Yeah, you don't really have a view on him at the moment though, because he's like flat, and the stairs are like maybe a couple of feet up, so you easily know where he is, but he's kind of like belly down.
Right. I think I'll just... I don't know, that guy ran off in the bushes. I'll meander 30 feet over here. Oops. Gotta make sure I know where 30 feet is. Yeah, I'll go about 30 feet over here. And I'll just hold my action for in case that fire dude gets up and is visible. And then I will shoot him in the head if that's possible when I see him.
Sounds good. Dro, you are up.
How far down is he? How far down is...
About 15 feet.
It's totally not worth wasting a spell slot. Look over at Leo. should we? Because all of us saw the other one take off running, right?
Dro and Leo would have had a hard time seeing exactly what happened, like through the brush, like right here. But you probably heard it more than you saw it.
Yeah.
Yaslin did shout it.
Did she?
Yeah, she shouted that he was running.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You know what? I'll just go ahead. We'll go take the damage. Because he's prone, it's advantage, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to waste a spell slot on that. So, take a smack. Back. Advantage. Wow. Ow.
Yeah, he's sturdy. But you come down and like you do hit him, and you are gonna take the fire damage.
I was wondering if I would too, since you said the flames went out on him.
No, the flames went out on the dude above, up at the top who ran away.
Okay.
So 8 points of fire damage. I'm rolling I've dealt more damage to you guys doing nothing than I have actually trying to hurt you.
Yeah, let's just go again.
That's always the case, isn't it?
Yep. Okay. And that hits for sure.
Come on.
Okay. 6 damage. All right, and then going at you for the fire for 7 points.
Good lord.
Yeah, at that point, I'm just going to back off.
Mm-hmm.
35, 40, 45, 50.
Yep.
Just look up at Leo. Like, hand out. He's all yours.
Ow, 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 ow.
Yeah. I also
Yeah,
want to...
at this point, you guys don't really have like a ranged damage-based spellcaster, which would be great
Yeah.
for these guys.
I'm not in the way of Nora if she sees this
Nah,
creature.
you're
Okay.
fine.
I've got a great shot.
Okay, so that's Dro, Leo, and then Kenji.
Yeah, Nora casts bullets.
True.
So Leo would look down at the fire guy down there. He'd look up at Kenji and say, "Let's do it again."
Oh, God.
And so Kenji would jump up, ball up, and Leo would be holding him like a basketball with 2 hands and throw him just down at the ground as hard as he can, straight at that thing. Yeah, you guys know what I'm going for.
Okay,
And
so
Kenji
this
would just
is
go straight down.
this is technically it's a melee attack, so it's at advantage
All right,
because
good.
he is prone.
Yep. So, what should I roll? Just unarmed strike or?
Yeah, go ahead and do the same thing as last time. A strength check for both you and Kenji.
Okay. Right. Check. So the check would be at advantage?
This would be an advantage, yes.
Okay. Beautiful.
That'll hit. Okay. So Kenji flies down, slamming into this dude.
Now the question is, does he bounce back up?
The question is, how much damage does it do first?
Oh, that's fair.
I'd say, you know what, why not? Roll a d12 plus Kenji's strength modifier.
All right. +2. Ooblik roll. Oh,
Okay, 3 points of bludgeoning damage on this guy. Wow, I can type. Kenji is gonna take the fire damage from this dude. So that'll be 7.
doesn't look like it took it away, so I can.
Yeah, go ahead. Let's see here. Kenji used his whole movement speed basically to get up to you. So he just lands next to this guy. He does not like bounce back up to a point where you could like try it again. That might be something you can develop in the future as you get better at this move. Yep. And then Leo, so that was Kenji's entire turn. But then your turn for your second attack.
That was one of my actions. Okay, so I
Yeah,
can
that was
still,
one of your attack actions.
I can still walk to him and hit him with an attack, right?
Yes, if you're doing
I didn't walk
ranged,
before.
if you're doing ranged, you don't want to be that close because it'll impose disadvantage on you. But if you're doing melee, you want to be right there so you can get advantage on the attack. Well, I mean, you're going to get advantage no matter what because he's prone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, cool. I'm gonna hit him with my sword.
Okay, cool. You do have to.
See if he. Alright, I hit him.
Okay, you will have to like set the crossbow on the ground to draw your sword. Rather, since you're interacting with 2 items, it would take it would take an attack action to do that normally. But if you drop your weapon and then draw, it only counts as 1 item interaction instead of 2.
I get you. Yeah, I'll do that. That's fine. He'll just drop the crossbow here for a second while he makes this attack.
Okay, cool. Go ahead and roll that damage. And if you choose to expend the radiant dice, which is an afterthought, you can do that if you hit, right? That will also critical strike. It's just like a paladin choosing to use smite after they get a crit.
I get you. Okay, so I can use that radiant, and he's wrecked, but I'll use it. I'll do the crit.
All right. Woo, yeah, that'll do it. 21 points of damage. You come down and just slice his head clean off as he's like got hit by Kenji and he's like still trying to like get up and just down onto the ground. You are going to take fire damage there. I hate that I can't use like some of my things if he's incapacitated.
Yeah.
Alright, so that is 6 points of fire damage, and he dies again.
Oh. Alright, I took that off. Cool, and then he'll use his final...
I think it already hit you, so if you did it too, go ahead and give yourself
I did.
a hit point
Okay,
back.
I'll give it back. Perfect. Alright.
Okay.
And then I'll use my final little interaction to tell Kenji he did a good job.
And he looks over and he like sprays some water on the body, just like, and he goes. And Kenji kind of like walks over and is all proud. And
Yeah, we're pretty much out of battle now, right? Because that other guy ran off.
yes, you are. Unless you guys are going to chase him.
Yeah.
No need.
No. All right. Well, if we're out of battle, then I'll search this guy's body for clues.
Oh,
After it
you
cools
want-
off a little bit.
Yeah, you're gonna want to let it cool down. It takes
Yeah.
maybe like a normal body like cools down over like a course of like a couple of hours or something. This guy takes a while, for sure.
Maybe
I'm gonna get
Kenji
mouthfuls
just
of
douse
water.
him.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
get mouthfuls of water and just spit it on the other corpse too.
Yeah, Kenji can go around and just like spray it down, go refill, spray it down.
Yeah, get it cooled off.
So yeah, it only takes like 5 minutes to
Steam
get all
clouds.
done. Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. So then I'll search this one, and then I'll let Nora search the other one.
Sweet.
And I'm tending to the
There we go.
burns.
Oh, I searched it real good. 16, 17? 17. Investigation, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so a 16 and a... Ooh, that was a dizzying
Sorry,
one.
17.
17 and a 3.
Nice.
The 3 doesn't have really much of anything. You do find a what does it call it? Like a telescope thing, like a...
Eyeglass.
Yeah, you find a spyglass, but because the heat and then like the added water, like the lens is cracked.
Mm-hmm.
And you find like kind of the wrecked armor and stuff. This one doesn't seem to be kind of in a good way. You do find just the warhammer. Nothing's wrong with the warhammer. Nothing's wrong with the shield. The the kind of like chainmail that goes on the bottom, the plate, the legs is pretty rough though. Nora, you find a kind of like a chainmail coin purse. Go ahead and roll me 2d12 for gold pieces in there.
2d12. 1, 2.
Mhm. 2. Okay, you find 13 gold inside of that. And you find intact well actually no, the again the chainmail on the legs is split down the middle from where Yaslin bisected this dude. His shield is completely cut in half as well. You do have I mean, if you want to like Grog Strongjaw this up, there's a severed hand that you can carry around like he does in Vox Machina. And there's a perfectly fine warhammer. And let's see how to explain this last part. I've got the wrong whiteboard up. 1 second. Okay. You see, you find on this guy, kind of like clipped to his belt. Yaslin, you're able to grab your couple of javelins back, by the way.
Nice.
Yep. You see a little insignia kind of on his hip. And the insignia is about yay large. About the size of like a, I don't know, generalized sized apple. And it is it's like a black helmet, kind of with like streams of lava coming down the eyes and from the mouth.
It's on the coin, on the insignia.
Yep, on the insignia.
Sure. Seamus, what do you think this is? And I will toss him the coin insignia thing.
I'll grab it out of the air like a pimp, and then I'll yell out,
Yeah, you are.
no, water elemental, don't attack Yaslin. And it'll like slurp over her way.
Really?
It's just like, and it's just like nothing's happening.
It makes no noise, right? It's a silent image, so it just
I At first, she seems like she's more than ready to hit it, but when it's just like going through, she's like, "What is this?"
Just staring at it now.
Interesting party trick.
Sits there and kind of like,
Definitely. Yep. Exactly.
I feel like there's a
makes
point Joe would kind of start shifting with it.
why don't you guys see my notes?
No.
Some of it would just come off as like crazy man chicken scratch. But there's a few things, if you actually like looked at it, you'd be like, what the fuck?
Huh?
So the internet, you know, the massive amount of people that are watching this particular video, go ahead and see what you can discover on my whiteboard in slow motion. Being zoomed in and probably all pixelated. Feel free.
I will enhance image.
Enhanced.
Now you know when I edit, I'm gonna try to do that.
Right? Really, it's like the worry is for you guys, because like when this is on the YouTube video, it's gonna be like, yay, man, it's gonna be so small. I know it's terrible news, but like you guys could like blow up my square right now and like focus on it.
I must have the answers to all the secrets.
Joe also look over at Seamus. Point up at this thing. Do we still need this, or can I hit this?
You can try.
Just take, while looking at Seamus, taking his quarterstaff and just sweeping it through it.
Yeah, it just passes through nothing.
I will also reload my pepper box and still keep it in my side pouch.
I mean, once Slurpee is here, you don't want to send him away right away. I mean, you can have him around for a bit.
Joe just starts doing moves, trying to hit it in practice at this point, knowing he can't do any damage to it.
Apparently, it's a pet tax time. Good boy.
Nar.
Mm-hmm. What are you? Just because I'm excited.
There's why are there no dog people in D&D?
That's a good question. There totally should be a dog race.
It's because everybody will protect him.
Mm. Yep. All right. So you guys had a encounter at a pool with some fire things.
Another lovely day in Eon.
Joe's just nursing his burns.
True.
What do you make of this symbol, Nora?
I wasn't sure. I was wondering if you had any inputs on it.
I'd say they're not locals. It's this fire helmet. It doesn't fit the brand. It'd be like I don't know, an owl or a moose or something.
Or a bird.
True.
Yep, and the insignia is like colorful. It's not the black and white like you saw inside of Rippletop for their kind of very simple black and white deity stuff.
Walk over and imagining Seamus, it's out in your hands, right? Like you're holding it, looking at it. Does it look familiar to Joe? The insignia?
Roll a
Yeah, have the local guy look at it.
What do you make of it, Drow?
roll an Arcana check on this one.
Damn it.
Nice.
Guidance. God damn it. I need to stop.
That's
No.
rough. That's rough.
Just look at it. Looks like a coin.
Well, that wasn't what we were hoping for.
I will think on it for a bit, maybe.
Leo, Roll me
that's not what I wanted.
an investigation check as these guys are talking about this. Are you participating or are you off doing your own thing?
No, I mean I'm here. I'm hanging.
Okay.
Rolling 18s.
I'm hip. I'm jiggy with it.
Okay. Leo, the one thing that you do recognize about this is that it's roughly the same size as what you saw on Manu's robe.
You would say that what? Let me look at that. And he'd kind of hold it probably for a second and say, "This kind of reminds me of that little owl guy. He had a little coin-like emblem like this. I don't know if it was the same symbol, but or is it? Is it the book with the water coming out? Because I remember that.
No, this is a
it's
helmet
like
with lava coming out of the
like a-
eyes and mouth.
Yep,
Okay.
like a black spiky helmet. Exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know the symbol, but it does kind of reminiscent. Maybe we should ask someone at the library.
Didn't they say there was like 4 different groups or something in Rippletop?
There's the builder, and 3 others.
The traveler.
Curious if this is one of those symbols. Did we ever notice a symbol for any of the other
Yeah.
people? Did it look like there was a helm or something like that?
The symbols that you've seen so far, you've seen the wolf symbol atop the adventurer's door, and Escala talked about the hunter. You've seen the blue jay above Migalo's stall that was selling the religious paraphernalia, and I'm pretty sure that he talked about. Yeah, that's the gatherer. You saw the monarch above Poing's feeding space inside the smoke shop as the traveler, and she mentioned that. And you saw the ant in front of Belga's, or imprinted into the brick or the stonework on the stove and the smokestack at the lodge, and that was an ant. And that was the builder. So the hunter, the gatherer, the traveler, the builder, respectively.
Okay, so
We also saw a beaver and an eagle.
And I believe that was when new people started coming into the town and kind of milling about. You saw new insignias.
Did we?
Yeah, I think Leo saw him with the blue robe mofos.
Didn't
Yeah.
Bro see him at that one shop that he interrogated the guy at with the statues? There was more than just the 4 main ones. I think there was an eagle on there too. And all he knew is just
that is correct.
it was just it was some sort of religion. That's about it. What he got from it.
Yeah, you guys didn't really ask him about what all the different symbols were.
Yeah, with the good cop, bad cop wasn't working on him.
seems like something we'll have to ask around about when we get back to town.
Drill's
Or
gonna
perhaps at the library, which is where we're headed, right?
Oh, true, that's right.
Leo, you mentioned that the owl individual put a symbol on.
Ah, bugger. I gotta go, team. Much love. We'll see you later.
Bugger.
When I talked to him a few times, I didn't see a symbol on him. When was he wearing this symbol?
No, it was after the graph. I saw him wearing a different robe, along with several other actually human-like kind of people, which was odd in Rippletop. They seem to disappear very quickly.
That's
You think it's like a secret order of something?
That protect or clean up after messes.
Or maybe there's something going on about this water mission that Yaslin had found on the board or was interested in. The town seems to have kind of an inside joke going on, it seems. So I wonder if they are aware of this blue-robed society and they came out as helpers. I mean, that's when they came out, right?
Yeah, I mean it was after the graph and when many people needed help.
Is any of this ringing a bell, Morgan the Drow? When people show up randomly and disappear like that?
No, not. Well, disappearing people, that's
Right.
absolutely a thing. But like the way that they're describing it, like sounds like voluntary disappearing. Either that's just somebody trying to be sneaky and like get away, or something you don't have all the pieces to connect yet.
Okay.
Yaslin, what are you doing at this point?
Messing with this illusion. Why? Why? How would you? It's not real.
You gave the cat a laser pointer.
The second
It would
cat.
be making funny faces, probably, at her.
Is like if you touch it, do you get wet? I don't get it.
If you touch it, you get Chuck Norris. Okay. So,
Is it break time?
yep, it is break time. So we will see you guys in a smidge. See you soon.
Need more coffee.
Midget.
That was good.
Okay, so you guys are at this pool. I have some new questions. Anything else you want to discuss before moving on?
What are we thinking going into this library?
We're asking about the Kieran.
There's that. There's also, I'm pointing over at Yaslin, this water bounty. We were pointed towards some people that might know a little more about that up there. And then we also have Boing's, I guess, all the factions quest of any more information or their contacts or who be it about the thievery and the attack.
And this
That's you
coin.
guys.
And the coin, yeah.
There don't seem to be any clear suspects as of yet that we know of, but they got a lot of people on the case, it seems.
And him just saying we can find more information at the library of who did this is a little concerning to me. We don't even know exactly who we're looking for the contact for that.
Well, just use your intuition.
Just shakes his head. I will make note of that. I mean, it also depends. I mean, if it's safe enough, we can kind of divide and conquer. As well, as long as we don't get too far from each other. Try to get answers to multiple things. Or we could stick together. I know he's really interested in this contract. Finding the people with devices on their back is where we were pointed to previously there. And I don't know, maybe Leo, if you wanted to look into that coin, since that look familiar to symbols you've seen from those mysterious people that you mentioned.
Sure, I can figure it out.
Or we could stay as a group. Doesn't. Information is very powerful, so it just really depends on what we think is the highest priority, I guess. I think getting the Ripple Top support will benefit us in the end for the Kieran. Will probably take more time. So maybe having our primary goal be the thievery. If we happen to find information along the way of the other items, it'll never hurt. Look over at Yaslin. Can you be patient on that bounty? Can you be somewhat patient on that bounty?
Can try. I'll try.
It's probably the best answer I'm gonna get from that. I don't know, Nora, Seamus, Leo, what do you think?
Yeah, I think we should head to the library and investigate, but there does seem to be, more afoot going on here than everybody's letting us in on, so I'd still be weary. I'm a weary fella, so, but, yeah, just stay on your toes, I guess, is all I'm saying.
I agree. Keep an eye out. We're still out here in the open, which, Morgan, that leads to a question. How much farther do we have? The library.
About another 30, 40 minutes or so.
Do you think these fellows were sent to stop us from getting there?
Makes me wonder. They were watching us, and honestly, I don't know what would have happened if we didn't get their attention when we did.
I mean, maybe they live here. I don't know what the locals are like, but
That might be another question to ask.
yeah, not a lot to go on for that one there.
I would say we push forward, keep an eye out, everybody, till we get there. I would much rather not get into another conflict. That one was not fun. My arms hurt. They burn. Literally burn.
I see you catch an object in the air.
I'm trying to look at Leo. Yes. Leo, have you ever used a crossbow?
Just once or twice. It's more of a backup.
Right.
That's still pretty fancy moving.
You tend to learn a few things in my line of work and being on your toes at all times. That's a new one, being shot at by a crossbow from a friendly. Let me rephrase that. I've most definitely been shot multiple times by a crossbow. Did I deserve it? That's up for debate. But that's a new one. But I mean, it did kind of help.
The cliff crumbled. It wasn't.
Pipes up. He's like, with your mouth, it's highly likely that you've been shot at because you deserved it at one point or two.
Oh, and I'm not disagreeing. Just like when you tried to shoot at me, and also I caught that as well. Getting a little cocky at that point. But look back at Leo.
You at that point.
What was pretty cool and kind of concerning is your use of your little friend there. By the way, is he okay?
Oh yeah, he's good.
Kenji looks proud AF.
Just look down at Kenji, and at this point, like, the relationship between them two is not the greatest, but that was kind of cool, not gonna lie. While I'm standing here, I'm gonna use... No, I'm not. I'll hold it.
I assume you guys are walking and talking at this point. busy enough to go. Anything that you guys are doing on besides conversing on along the way?
Keeping an eye out. At least Stro is.
Okay, give me a perception check.
Oh my god.
You don't notice much, but there is an occasional odd pocket of steam that shoots out, and not like the big steam that creates the clouds and the warm rain. Just a little bit of water vapor that seems to almost coalesce and like move. You see an occasional darkened portion of air, almost like smoke, but there's no nearby fire. You understand there's probably fire down the mountain, but that's its own thing, maybe. Just something about the something's weird.
And just kind of point that out to the group. Oh, does that look odd to you guys?
Are you seeing things in the shadows?
Am I the only one that can clock that smoke?
With passives, no, Yaslin, Nora, they see it too.
Yeah. Why?
Just it's weird.
I suppose.
The last time we saw something that was weird, it tried to kill us. So
Pretty sure every time we've seen something weird, it tried to kill us.
proves my
Have you
point.
ever... Do you hear anything?
Just kind of like look around, listen. Nothing. Just some normal sounds out here. And
Do you ever
dice
hear
rolling.
like a hound in the shadows?
That's oddly specific.
Defined a hound.
Deep growling.
I mean, I've experienced some noises from the dark. Growls, whines.
Is that the sound you hear, Seamus, in the back from the shadows?
Yes, I'm making it canon.
I don't know if it's something to
Okay,
worry
good, because
about.
I can pretty much get him to do this on command, so we can pull this in at any point.
Awesome.
I don't think it's anything to worry about at the moment. It's just something to keep an eye on. And the fact that I'm not the only one that's noticing it is reassuring.
Yeah, illusions don't actually stop at one person, you know. Sometimes they can manifest greater than that. Well, Slurpee back there is a good example of that.
Is he following us?
No, he's 10 minutes. Yeah, he's only there for 10 minutes.
Okay.
But for 10 minutes, he would follow us and make faces at Yaslin.
I mean,
Doing the McGregor walk.
Occasionally, Asm like swing around with her great axe.
Trying to catch it.
Still,
Right moment, you might catch it.
you know, just waiting for it to like become corporal again. corporeal again.
Yeah, and then, yeah, after 10 minutes, Slurpee just kind of fades away into the mist.
That's
The illusions I'm somewhat familiar with. Obviously, yours is a lot more detailed. But small stuff, sounds, trinkets, voices, somewhat familiar to me. And no, that's all I'll say.
I can form things from the shadows, and I like start to make like a puppet shadow show on the ground in front of us as we're walking or something. But this is something different. I don't know. There's something. Sometimes I feel like there's something in the shadows. And maybe these things aren't the same right now, but I hear this growling sometimes.
There's always something looking in the shadows. You know, kind of look over at the tree line or whatever where there's shadows, as he says that. Wherever there's some shadow visible, as him and Seamus are having this conversation. But then again, and this might be something you're familiar with, yourself could also be that item or person in the shadows, and it can be very beneficial. Very beneficial for gathering information, I'll tell you that much. Learning about a person's real personality, and they don't know you're there.
Yeah, I could imagine.
Also, learn a lot about. So you see a lot of stuff you probably don't ever want to see sometimes in that shadow. And he glances over at Nora, recalling the little girly reaction she had with the golem that is now living in Leo's crystal.
What? You got something to say?
Every day of my life?
That's for sure.
And yeah, she's dealt with it the most, and pointed at Yaslin. But it's interesting that you mentioned these shadows, and a lot of people think of them as something scary. Something, not being ironic, but dark. Me, personally, not so much. Yes, they have their mysteries behind them. I mean, you're probably one that can relate to this. You can use them to your benefit, to do good, to help you. Maybe protect those you care about.
There's good and evil about it.
Absolutely.
Sometimes there's a little bit of extra evil, maybe, but
He kind of chuckles.
a wee bit. Nothing too much. Unless it's too much.
Yeah, and they can get out of control. But learning to... And you'll notice mid-sentence he'll kind of tap the top of the sword that's on his side. You'll learn to control it. Prevent it from doing harm. And he kind of grins. And it's kind of fun to mess with people.
Or you learn to control it and specifically make it harm.
That is also fair. Very beneficial, for sure. An advantage over those that either fear it or can't see through it.
Yeah, and that's the key points right there, I think, is the advantage. taking advantage of what you can to get another leg up on somebody before they get a leg up on you. That's how it is at the Aeon, right?
Survival of the fittest.
But then there's this thing that goes on in nature sometimes too.
What do you mean?
Like the trees and the mycelium, the mushroom. They're all kind of interconnected. And they help each other out more than you think sometimes. And sometimes it's that cooperation that makes the difference between getting the leg up and not making it through. All I'm saying is it's good to have some people at your back.
And he'll glance slightly over to Yaslin, like look in her direction. Yeah, it's something to get used to for sure. There is the negatives to it as well. Is they can't help you if they're hurt. They then become a liability at times, possibly.
I don't think, I mean, Nora can hold her own for sure.
That I can believe.
Yep, just
It might be
point
a
in the direction
liability.
and attempt to shoot.
It might be a liability for her.
It also comes, think about the fact of if both people are skilled enough, neither one becomes a liability. They can handle their own together. Double that. Feel sorry for the poor sucker they have to deal with. And kind of motions back. For example, little fiery anger little guys back there. You get creative with your support. I mean, look at Leo. He literally threw the that angry turtle thing. Parents background. It was still cool, okay?
Kind of got like a little bit of like an extra swagger as he's going.
He's like, yeah, I'm pretty cool.
You mentioned nature. Why is that? You mentioned cooperation, support. But you talk about hearing sounds from the shadow, and then you mention nature. You don't come off as a man of nature.
I'm just looking around me, just using it for a metaphor. There's other metaphors if you'd like them.
Bet you're chock full of them. And he'll kind of stare off into the shadow, wherever he can see a shadow along a tree line or something. He's been doing this the whole time. Like, not really eye contact with you, Seamus, but more like he's listening and talking, but focusing primarily on that every once in a while. Like you mentioned, glancing over towards either Yaslin or Nora or someone. Seamus, you obviously are well known with the shadows. Remind me, did we talk about where you acquired this? You said you were born with this ability, this kind of unique skill with these shadows?
Yeah, I don't know if we've had the talk. And not everybody knows about it, I guess. Some people... Seems common to a number of cultures, I guess. You ever hear of vampirism where you come from?
I would imagine, Morgan, right?
general, roll me a history check. The answer is yes. It's just the question of how much.
How much did Dro pay attention to history class? Apparently not very well.
He's like, history, lame.
Creatures of the night.
You know that much? They, bloodsuckers, predators. You know the cliff notes. That's about it.
I've heard a thing or two in my travels. Interesting appetite.
Some of it's acquired taste, but I'm not exactly that either.
So does that explain the sticking to the ceilings in the morning?
Yeah, I think so.
So you're saying you're not actually one of them, so what, you're half? Part?
It took a lot of research to dig in to find some of the answers that you're asking right now. In Aeon, everything isn't given. You got these weird creatures that, mirror constructs of each other popping in and out through the graphs. You don't know what you're gonna get, so... But, I wasn't handed a book. Nobody told me what I was. The best I can make of it is what they call a Danfear. It's like a vampire. But vampires have a number of weaknesses that I don't seem to have. Some of them also have incredible powers that I don't, as of yet, seem to have.
Where you come from, was this common knowledge to those around you?
I'm from the Aeon.
Right. Were you born in a city? In a village?
Yeah, major metropolitan area up in some direction from here that I would know but don't know. And,
Because we totally fleshed all these details out when we did character creation. Homework.
So you're also from a city. Did those people treat you a specific way? Did they know of this?
yeah, they shot on me every day of their life. Used me for what they could. Spit me out the other end.
Treated you like a monster?
Some would call it that.
At that point, you'll watch his hand kind of grip the sword and squeeze a little bit. Why'd you leave?
Found work.
Logical reason to leave. At this point, he's just staring off ahead now. And you've been traveling since... Look back at Nora. With her?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, there's some in-betweens there and stuff. A few gigs. What such. But yeah, that's the cliff notes pretty much.
You seem pretty skilled in not being seen. Obviously, the little trick you pulled back in Rippletop when that graph opened, turning yourself invisible, but also just using what's around you to hide. Skills you picked up on your travels or home?
Some of it came about naturally. It came with the bloodlines, as it were. some of it when people found out, they made use of it. I was raised in an orphanage. It was run by thieves. They put me to work. I was damn good at it. I made a name for myself. Some people came asking, and I've been doing contract work ever since. But yeah, I train it up.
Explain
I've got some
your
skills.
fascination with coin. Makes a lot more sense now.
Everybody's got to make their way in the world. I'm just trying to get a peace of mind. Just a
Understandable.
wee bite now and then.
Just kind of chuckles a little. Huh. Do you ever think of going back?
If there's a gig there, if there's coin, sure.
Do you go where the coin takes you? Is that what drives you?
Man's got to eat.
Can I roll an insight to see if there isn't something else I can pick up that is he's like obviously he's pretty straightforward. He likes the coin, but is there if I can catch on anything more, I guess.
Another layer.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll insight.
Thank God.
Oh.
Thank God. About time.
Real quick, let me see here.
So are you now going to force Troy to reveal more information?
He's trying to dig a little, but there's
Bill.
there's something behind Seamus's words that's interested, Dro.
Command words.
Okay, now if you want to be subtle about this, giving yourself insight is going to be a dead giveaway. Or giving yourself guidance, excuse me. There are verbal and somatic components. You don't have to touch yourself because you are already touching yourself, but you do have to speak a word. So you choose whether or not you want to keep the additional 2.
Could I have the word in the sentence where I said, "Do you ever plan on going back?" 'Cause that's what
If one of those words would have to specifically always be the casted word, the verbiage that you use for that spell.
Yeah, I'll do it.
No, keep it. Okay. Seamus, what's your passive perception?
Not 24.
Oh, that's insight. That's him checking you out. So Seamus, go ahead and
12.
all right, roll a sleight of hand for me on. Unless you're being like dead open about it. If you're trying to be sneaky at all, go ahead and roll sleight of hand for casting.
Can I use deception?
You can use deception or persuasion and make it a private GM roll for whatever it is.
No, he'll make it obvious.
Bro, he's snooping.
He's just curious. He wants he talks.
He
Loves
was
to talk.
just like, here we go again.
Mm-hmm.
Opening cans of worms you shouldn't be opening.
You let Dro do this.
Yaslin's 100% an enabler, and she just watches it to make sure nothing goes down wrong. But like, it's like, oh boy.
She rolls her eyes every time.
Oh,
Yeah, just a slight Yaslin, like, oh boy, here we go.
Okay,
Better
so
get my tail out.
Seamus, for the difference in numbers that you see there, what might he glean?
Yeah, there's more to it. There's definitely Seamus has another layer there, and he's not talking about it.
Stro, this point, who hasn't made eye contact with you at all this entire conversation, we'll look over. Old coin. Always a good reason to go where you want to go. Do your work. I've been traveling for quite a while. Met quite a handful of interesting people. Never met someone as similar to myself. And I'll tell you right now, my travel is not for gold. But we all have our secrets. You have your right to keep them secrets. As long as they don't... His mood kind of changes. As long as those secrets don't put us in harm, I have no problem with them. Actually kind of fun. But you've probably noticed I enjoy conversation. Probably a little look over at Yaslin. Sometimes she says too much, but
She mouths it too. It's just
like I've said, never met someone as similar to me.
I can tell you're a perceptive guy.
Gotta be in my line of work.
Yeah, there's some things that, you need to know, and then there's some things that you don't. But I can tell you honestly, there are a couple things that drive me maybe more than coin. And those are the things that coin does. Power and freedom. If you ever get the thirst for something and you just can't shake it, for me, it's freedom and power.
Those are good motivations. Some helpful advice I've been told. Find something that drives you. And every day you'll enjoy it. And it looks like you have those. I'll look at the rest of the group. And pretty confidently say the rest of us have those as well. And like mid-conversation, kind of glances back over towards wherever there's shadows. I certainly have mine. And kind of drops the serious and looks back. Totally not meaning to put a damper in this conversation or come off as intimidating. I like to talk. I like to learn things. Like you said, I'm very perceptive. Knowledge is powerful, and it can be helpful. Kind of a habit that was drilled into me. And leans in towards Seamus. Plus, traveling weeks with her, she doesn't talk a whole lot. It's a one-sided conversation most of the time. Kind of leans back out. Looking at everyone else. So this is awkward. The rest of you have been quite quiet. Look at Yaslin. That's normal for you.
Yeah. Are Yaslin or Leo chatting about anything as the two of you are, as you guys are going along?
Yaslin's just kind of side eyeballing the conversation as it goes along.
Yaslin, as you're going,
Oh
roll me a nature check, please.
no. Okay. A 12?
12.
All the pings.
Something
Sorry.
is bugging you.
Oh no.
You're not even quite sure what it is, just the space around you is off. Like, you don't even know why, you don't know how, you don't have any details, you just have this unsettling, almost feeling, almost like there's a hand that is just slightly gripping the vertebra directly between your shoulder blades, and it's just adding a little bit of pressure. And it just kind of persists the whole time you've been walking.
Oh. Yeah, if she feels that, she definitely looks a little on the agitated side.
Does Dro clock that?
Probably not. Dro's engaged in things with Seamus.
Knowing that, in that feeling that she feels, does anything look out of the ordinary about this environment that they're in?
It's your first time here, so, and, you know, go ahead and give me a perception check.
Oof, that's also a 12.
Not really. It's your first time here. It's not a familiar landscape. But you can tell that there is just something that is instinctual. It's like that feeling when you may have been dating somebody and you know they're not a good match for you.
Oh shit.
But it's like weeks before you can process why. Or you know something is the right opportunity to go after, and it just feels right. It's that level of instinct that bypasses thought and just communicates purely through physical feeling and emotion. Just something is just a little bit off. It's not even a lot from what you can feel right now.
Alright.
Roll a roll a charisma saving throw for me.
Oh no. Uh-oh.
Very charismatic person.
Out of all of the throws you're having me roll, really? It has to be charisma? Okay.
I'm just gonna shut my mouth.
Yeah, I'm gonna shut my mouth too.
Hey, something about this is bothering you so badly. You can't tell. You know where these feelings are coming from.
Oh.
And it's not your mind.
Uh-oh.
So you dive in. Give me a sec. Let me pull something up here.
How do you have a -1 and a +1?
I am not sure about that combination either.
It's because she has a good luck stone.
It's not the tail.
It's not her lucky tail. Although it should.
Is that a dirty natural 20?
What?
It's
I think
a
that's
natural 20.
I think that's a dirty natural 20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a natural 20 that went down one, but then stayed the same, went back up. This seems about right.
I'm gonna It's the tail.
Oh, getting all the bad juju vibes.
Okay, give me a minute. I need to figure out a word here.
You know, have you guys ever seen like Beast Boy from like the DC? I was like, oh no, I'm about to Hulk out, and there's nothing that's gonna save you guys from this.
I thought of, well, I don't know if I've spoiled it, but most of the latest season when he has a vision. That's about as far as I'll go with that. He ends up in an area. That's what I'm thinking right now.
Oh no.
20. Good.
I can't. I was prepared to fail that.
What is your
And just-
charisma?
She's got an 8.
Oh my.
She's not a charismatic person. Like, children cry when they see her. She's just got that very scary lady vibe.
All right, guys, keep chatting. There's a
Ugh.
piece of vocabulary I need to get right here, and I didn't expect to have it ready or I didn't expect to have it today.
Gosh, I can't believe that at 20. That is kind of crazy.
I expect her all 24 on insight.
That was a really nice roll. I was like, oh, dang.
I was expecting that to fail.
It's just the fact that Dro's so, like, opening the cans of worms. It's just like,
Dude, yeah, he has no concept of boundaries.
yeah, I'm like, one day he's gonna open a can of worms, and there's gonna be, like, a bunch of poisonous snakes in there, and it's just gonna bite him.
He may have experienced that already.
He probably has, and he's just like, well, you know, it was a one-off thing. He learned no lessons.
Not one bit.
That's so...
Oh my god, I've been rolling like shit this whole time and I've had inspiration.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
Okay. You know where these feelings are coming from. You have to dive deeper and touch the Jindal. And it's not often that you do. But as you're trudging along the kind of continued conversation between Seamus and the occasional quips of Nora and with the hell is your name, Dro. It all fades away into the background. The stepping left, right. It all just mutes out. And you find yourself in a bit of an internal cavern, large, mountainous interior. Stalactites and mites forming up and down. A very slight flow of lava runs one way, maybe only a few inches wide, but it's the primary source of glow in the cave, and the opposite end is dark, except for a pair of bright red eyes that flare up. You feel it.
What are you doing?
Communicating. with you. There is something important here. Something amiss. Amiss. Comes another voice with no source.
No. A warning. Something's. Is there danger?
Like that of a creature running before an earthquake. Something is about to break. You see the red eyes come forward. You see the red scales. The long, extended jaw. And butcher-sharp teeth coming up and down. And in this space, it seems magnificently larger than you. This voice has some respect for you. But another one comes through. She is not ready to do anything about it. She is weak. And afraid.
You think I can't handle this?
We think you will try, and you will not be up to the task.
Then I guess I'll just have to prove you wrong.
Proving it won't be a time. Failure would mean freedom. As all three voices kind of take over for one another. Prove us. And by that, you can tell that they mean he and you. Right. And the connection begins to sever. Is there anything else you want to say or do?
I think she feels rather kind of slightly frustrated by this. They've always been kind of disagreeable and butting heads at times, and this kind of feels like one of those times for her.
Definitely.
So she kind of just snorts as they sever it.
You hear one of the voices just kind of snickering along with you as it fades out. And you are back on the trail.
Just mutters under her breath. Frickin' pricks.
And that instinct, that instinctual feeling is a little bit clearer now. is the feeling of knowing someone has a sword drawn to the back of your neck. But it's this place.
It's this place that kind of feels like the sword.
Yeah. And not like directly pointed at you, but that same sense of tenseness due to danger.
And all that was happening while Dro and Seamus were talking, like simultaneously.
Yeah.
He's in a bit of a puffy mood now.
Just come back and you just hear Dro blah 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 blah.
Yeah, all I hear is Joe blah blah blahing, and that's just like slowly raising her blood pressure, like da 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 da. She's like, don't snap at him.
God, I wish
He
I had
likes
this.
to talk.
I wish I had the calm emotion spell.
Like trying to tell somebody who's mad to calm down. Calm down. Don't tell me to calm down.
Yeah, that having that spell in a party with like a barbarian seems like a conflict of interest for sure.
Especially give it to Dro. He'll use it. Unless, Troy, there's anything else from that conversation Seamus and Dro were having, I think once that kind of settles down, I think Dro would go back to kind of just watching, seeing what's around him, actually shutting up for once. But a lot, obviously, like you said, keep an eye out for everything, but just watching the group,
Okay.
studying them.
Leo, what's been going on with you as you guys continue to walk?
Nothing really. I think he's just been trying to ignore Dro, probably plucking on his guitar a bit.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a performance check.
Right? $17.
17. Doing pretty good. Just actually doing great. Just kind of jamming with some like tunes in the background. Just going where you're going and not really caring about how fast you get there.
And trying to drown out Dro.
And drowning out Dro. Every once in a while when Dro gets a little loud, the music gets a little louder and be like
Yeah.
Just out of curiosity, would Dro have connected the dots there?
That the music is getting loud when you get loud.
It's
I mean-
not. Go ahead.
I'm not being subtle, but you're also like very tied up in your conversation. So I think it's more a question of, are you alert enough to have noticed?
I don't think so with the topic that was being discussed.
Not while you're. Yeah, I feel like you're too invested to really care or notice. You notice that there's music, but not that it's fun and dramatic.
Okay.
I'll backtrack on that then, because that makes sense.
Like the wrong button, sorry.
You're good. Okay. You guys continue on, and I think about in real time at this point, we've reached our 30 to 40 minute mark of you guys walking. So, you begin to come up as the destination begins to appear. You do see like a high waterfall up on a peak, almost like almost like a naturally forming like rock wall with a large waterfall falling down the middle of it. You see mist kind of like spraying up, and you see kind of like a plateau right before it. And as you kind of come around, you begin to see. I have to find the right. I get rid of my. Sorry. There we go. Found the right tab. You come up and begin to kind of. You get brought into kind of a small mountain pass. Walls about 10 feet high on either side. And you come around and you see what looks like the ruins of a fortress from long ago. Somehow, I'll put you in approximate spacing. And it looks like people have taken this space over, made it their own. You see high walls, very overgrown, vines and plants, pieces of wood and stone and metal that have crumbled over the years. But it doesn't take much to find the signs of new damage as well. Mostly in the form of broken down doors and other things. Oh, and then Nora looks at a big ass broken castle.
Murder stuff.
Mm-hmm. You missed some good roleplay.
Intense! And now Yaslin's like ready to rage whenever she sees the first thing that moves.
Yeah, Yadlin's friggin' pissed right now. Okay, so you guys arrive and you see, as you kind of move in deeper, you start to see candles lit. Even though it's not necessarily dark, you see little campsite or camping tents put up. Not nearly as well kept and put together as the tent-based city of Rippletop that is like kind of made permanent. These ones look more. They do seem permanent, as in like they're probably not going to come down, but they look more rustic, more stitched together. They're made out of hide and bone and just things that you could easily probably get from living off the land nearby. They don't look as well crafted. None of them are dyed fabric colors, or none of them are fancy. It's just, it seems very practical. And you guys arrive in a certain destination, which you assume is the library, especially because it doesn't take too long for you to notice like a bunch of people rolling around in like kind of monkish looking robes. And
keep up with us.
Oh, boy. Do the monkish robes look at all like the robes I saw in Rippletop?
No, they are brown or black or gray. They're not that blue that you were looking at.
Blue fancy ones. Okay.
Yeah, but you see a variety, and you do start to see some humanoids up here. It is still a mixed bag, and the percentage only goes down to like, 60 to 70% like fuzzy or bestial people, and 30%, but that's a pretty big swing from Rippletop.
From, like, no humanoids.
Yeah, from nothing.
Okay.
You just see people milling about. You see people hunched over, and they're not all like bookish types. There's a lot of them that are.
Ish types.
There are some that are bookish types. There's people roaming around with like little, like maybe like a little creature on their shoulder that they're kind of talking to with a book in their hand, like is discussing. You see a couple of the like they look like linebackers. Like you see a GIF. You see a Loxodon. You see some of them here look physically powerful.
Is this the first
But they're
time
still
we've seen a
studying.
GIF other than Nora?
No, there were two in Ribbletop as well.
Ah, okay.
You didn't really interact with them, but you kind of saw them roaming around.
If I haven't made it clear, I like big monster women. Nora's a little scary, and we have a business relationship. But another GIF.
Oh, she notices.
Oh.
She notices your eyes on her.
Oh no. Seems like very
Something
far.
about that scratch that seems really tempting to itch, but you're not sure if you'd survive it.
Playing with that fire.
Mm-hmm. So as you come in, you walk across what is a recently broken door. All the doors that are on the ground in this map have recently been like shattered or broken. And you see there is clearly an organization to like what's going on here. There are books, tapestries, scrolls, parchments, just different types of writing material littered all over this place. And I have the wrong music set going. But as you get up here, you start looking around. It's there is organization to it, but you can see the pockets where they're still trying to put things back together. You see some people are diligently studying. Some people are doing repairs. Some people are, hunched over a pile of books on the ground that looks like they were just thrown and are like sorting them and reorganizing them to put them back on the shelves. You have it's a large variety of what type of roles people are doing in here. You just kind of walk in and look around for a moment. And what do you do?
Look like they could use a bench joiner around here.
Does any of it look remotely similar to our friend's library who keeps taking us into the beyond?
No. Very different. That is nothing but magic and whimsy. And this seems to be far more practical, earth-based, simple.
Hello, is there anybody here?
And there are a few people that like pop up. Several of them like look up. One of them is a gnome with, doesn't have glasses, but it has like goggle straps that are like magnified and like wrap all the way around like his head. It looks up at you and just looks like he doesn't people very well and like goes back to his studies. And
Sorry
after
to disturb.
Okay.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
But you do see somebody kind of peek around the corner. A very tall and slim-looking dragonborn with kind of yellowish scales and an elongated neck, almost stretching to almost like looks like a lizard version of a giraffe. Not like literally that long, but it evokes that emotion upon looking at it. And he wanders over, and he has a book in his hand that he was like roaming the halls with, and he just stops and he was wandering over here, and he stops and he looks over and closes it and puts it in. Says, "I assume since you're not actively attacking us or trying to take things, you're not a threat here. We just had that happen. You seem
I
to
can
be
see.
here on purpose."
You can see your doors here aren't looking so good. I thought we'd announce ourselves as we came in, just so there's no mistaken things here.
Highly appreciated. Right. What can we help you with up here? Welcome to Knowledge Falls.
What were we coming up here for?
We have a laundry list.
I
Yeah.
thought I was gonna say we have like a big list. I remember we coming up here from the very beginning.
Dro, start talking.
Where's the head librarian?
Just let him loose. It's been a while. Remind me who I said the head librarian was. Because I know he gave you the name at one point.
Why are you walking all over the
He's
desk?
he's literally walking around, just looking. It's new. He just mentioned he likes knowledge. He wants
Because all I see is you like walking through, like on top of things, just like, stop,
He probably would.
Stop.
If there wasn't a quick way around, he'd...
stop.
Was it Onslow? I'm trying to remember. If you guys haven't noticed, there's a shit ton of NPCs like up in this place, and this is like more than I've ever wielded at one time. So I'm trying to get them all right.
Was this knowledge given when Joe and Lily, or Joe and Yaslin came in?
I like that.
I don't remember.
I don't know if it was. I don't think it was, but maybe I missed it.
Okay. I'm gonna say no. Unless you guys can find notes to disprove what I'm about to say, we'll roll with that. It says, "Oh, you mean Onslow? Sure, I can take you to him. Can I understand the purpose of your inquiry, though?"
Yeah, the town sent us up from Rippletop there, Pine, and some of the others. We've been talking to some of the leaders, trying to get to the bottom of your case here. We work as private contractors and specialize in some of these areas. Some of us are, have specializations in acquiring items that have been lost over time. And some of us here, like Nora, my friend here, she's, obviously pretty capable woman, but, she helps track down people from time to time, creatures and what such. Aeon, it's a wild environment at times. But anyhow, we're here to help or see if we can help.
Yes. Aeon is quite the cacophony of a planet. No, that's part of what we try to do here. Is we try to keep the ideas straight. New things coming in and out. Records need updating very frequently. That's what we're here for.
Dewey Decimal, is it here, or how do you get it done?
No, that's
What's your ordering system? How do you do it? I've been to one or two of these places. I happen to be a reader myself at times, and
oh, wonderful. No, it's not the Dewey system, although we have heard that system from the realms that come in occasionally. No, it's a little less specific to the subject matter, and it's often more related to the time or the location. Because those are the things that change. We group the like things together.
Oh, that's interesting. I like it.
Right. What kind of books strike your fancy, sir? And it's clear that he's trying to make small talk about, like, probably one of the only things that he knows how to make small talk about is books.
Seamus is actually capable in the fine art of small talks in book areas, and will engage. And I don't know how.
Roll a d20.
Sure.
Yeah, I need some book titles. I would have a list of books actually that Seamus would be interested in looking for.
Can you improv a couple of those names?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Bats and hammers. Well, let's see it too.
Seamus is currently carrying a few books right now.
Yeah, that's some joint homework time that you and I need to do.
Of The Magic of Bubbles by Galder Fent.
That's a good one. That's a solid. I'll read that after you.
The Book of Destruction, Volume 2.
I haven't read the first one.
Number 3 tends to be where things pick up a bit as far as like the story of how that magic advanced. But 2 is a solid setup. And it doesn't take long for you guys to, like, all of you guys to, like, suddenly be thinking, like they're babbling in their own language, almost. And Noah's like, can we get back to the point, please? And this Dragonborn is like, oh, certainly. Oh, you wanted to see Onslow. Yes, certainly. Yeah, come with me, please. And he, let's see here, where did I have him? And he, leads you out all this way, like out here, and then up and out and over.
Question.
Yep.
You mentioned that there was an individual that couldn't talk at all. Like, well, he could. He just his people skills lacked. And you said he was sick.
Yeah. Think of several people that we went to school with.
And is that in what was that individual, race wise?
No.
Reading a book.
Yeah, like looking down, oh my gosh, I'm gonna send you a name after this because I know who I'm describing, and you went to class with him.
I probably have no idea who.
And he's got his head in his book. He's very close to it, like inches away from the parchment, and like writing in really small letters, and like looking over it in their book and going back and like writing something down. Sitting at this center desk here.
So Dro's gonna walk up right behind him, look over his shoulder, trying not to get his attention just yet.
Mm-hmm.
What can I see just looking over without saying anything?
What languages do you read?
Oh boy, what do I read? I read Common, Dwarven, Elf, and Undercommon.
You do happen to understand this. It's Undercommon.
Oh boy.
You recognize the lettering as Undercommon, but not necessarily the words. It's almost like with your background, you would pick up pretty quickly that it's either a cipher or a code or it somehow for some reason, Nefarious, just his tick, his shorthand or something, it's not legible. It's like hashes and numbers and words directly next to each other that don't necessarily make sense.
When we walked in and he was doing this, did he seem like he was trying to hide it, or was he just like, oh, that's somebody, I'm just gonna go back to work?
Oh, straight up seems agoraphobic.
Okay.
And like, after a moment, he like looks up and,
Are you okay?
no. Please
Should you
leave.
be okay?
I don't know you. Please leave.
And look back down. Where'd you learn that?
I taught myself.
And kind of sits back. You taught yourself Undercommon.
Yes,
Why?
I needed it.
For what?
Study
Studying what?
everything.
Do you...
Bro, you're ruining this guy's day.
Good.
Leave him alone.
Do you...
I know every language. It's what I do.
So you're an expert in languages.
Yes.
What is your name? I have a
I don't
name.
know you.
He puts his hand out. The name is Dro. Now you know me. What is your name? Hey,
He turns to the side and tears off a piece of paper from the book and writes something on it, folds it in half, and kind of like lifts it above your hand and drops it in.
Can I read it? Swear to God.
It's bad handwriting, but you can read it.
Okay, I was
And
just like, you better not write this in some other language.
And it's just 4 letters. Bilo. Bilo.
Hello.
And he just... Bilo? Okay. Well, nice to meet you. Be cautious on how much you look into the Undercommon. It's not the greatest spot. A lot of death and stuff. And he's like, okay, bye. And just walks off. All in the rest of the group.
And like, if you like look back, you just see him like frozen for a minute. And like you walk off, and by the time everybody leaves the room, he just goes, people. And goes back to his work.
To note, as Dro is walking fairly behind the group, he's going to pull out a piece of paper and start taking notes, including that individual's name. And then pull it back up, put it back in his bag.
Is this statue on this hill noticeable?
Yeah, so like as that's happening, and like the rest of you are roaming, you have the chance to kind of look around. And Yaslin, give me a perception check. Actually, Yaslin, Leo, anybody who is just scoping, give me a perception check.
That was almost a nat one.
It's that one.
Yaslin's a little preoccupied.
Yeah, so far this is a lot. Dro, not you. You were talking. Excuse me. This is a lot. There's a lot to take in here. There's lots of different people, lots of different setup and texts and tomes and jobs, big, small, fuzzy, not fuzzy, bald, tents, people repairing stuff. Like this whole place. It almost reminds you of like a beehive, of just like everything knows where it's going, but you don't necessarily understand the pattern. But Yaslin, you do notice a there's some sort of statue kind of far away that it does have a bluish emanating glow from it.
Knowing that and knowing I don't know anything about that, I will just pull the first person who comes across me and straight up be like, "What's that?" Yeah, I even like pull them over here and I point. I'm like, "What's that?"
Okay, you grab what is a. All right, I'm diving into this. Let's see what you get. Yadlin, roll a d20 for me.
Well,
You got
I'm
12.
rolling a lot of 12s today, guys. That's like my fourth 12.
Take a dozen.
I got like a 12 in nature, a 12 in perception, another 12 in perception, and here's my fourth 12.
Okay, there we go. Now I know what I'm doing. You pull them in, and it's actually like, it's two kobolds, like two tiny dragon people. One's black with like some white striping along their muzzle and like down their throat, and the other one is green with a little bit of like red spotting coming up on their eyebrows. And like one of them, the red one, is on top of the black one. The black one, it obviously looks much stronger, and the two of them are both have their heads down in books as they're like walking by, and you grab them both. And
What's that?
and and the one on the bottom kind of looks up and be like, "How come you get to be touched by a girl?" And he goes, "Because I'm that pretty one, that's why." And like he's like kind of bops him on the nose. Shut up. And he looks like he kind of puffs up a little bit, like he's trying to be like confident. It's very,
Yeah, he's like a real.
he's a total rookie at this, but like he like, kind of like gives you an up down and lingers on your shoulders, and like your cheeks. He's like, that's the traveler. Oh, sorry, I said the wrong one. That's the builder. That's the kind of centerpiece of their whole like power dynamic thing. It's where a lot of their worshippers come to, do their worship.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I see.
Yeah. And the statue that you see, it looks minotaur-ish on the image here. It is actually that of a like a large beaver.
Oh.
And like there's a kind of a it's made out of stone and metalwork, and there's a kind of a half dome that rises up above them. And it, yeah. And it says, yeah, and it kind of leans a little bit more, and the black one's like, hey. It's like, quiet you. And like goes to like put his elbow on your shoulder. Do you let him?
Yeah, she doesn't really. She can advance, but she's just like more like looking for the answers. So once she gets them, she's like, I see.
Yeah, it's pretty fascinating. I know that. I know all about lots of other stuff in here too. And if you like, we could study together.
Do you know anything about this? And she pulls out the contract.
Damn it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I can't tell you though. You gotta go talk to somebody else. I don't have the authority for that one.
It's what everyone fucking says.
Yeah, you gotta talk to Onslow. He's the man in charge. He can give you the thumbs up or not.
All right, I'll go talk to them then. Thank you very much for this,
Okay, hey, what's your name?
Jaslyn.
Aslan.
Yeah,
Dilly.
thank you for the help. And she like pats him on the head. And
it's like, next time I'm riding on top, you shut up. They like start to bicker and like wander off again. They go across the bridge a ways. And after a moment, the rest of you can all meander to the same spot that Seamus did. And you follow over here to the. I mean, if you're following where Seamus went, he's over here.
Drow wanders.
There we go. And that yellow dragonborn.
How do you get there?
Through
I'm
the
blocked
door
by
over
walls in every direction.
Drow
There we
is
go.
just
This
gone.
place is a legit maze.
Go through the doors, take a ride down the hallway, straight on ahead till you get to the candles, and take another right.
You're whispering this into my ear as I'm navigating the hallways.
It's like
Take a
those
left
little
and then take a right, and
As you guys come around and you all settle into this spot, the yellow dragonborn takes you up and kneeling on some roots that are growing up. These trees around you, they obviously like grow down into the dirt, but also like some of the root system stays surface level and just winds around, implanting new roots and connecting to the other trees. Little patches of moss that have very slight bioluminescence grow in them, and they kind of flash in slightly different colors occasionally. And goes over, and there's a small hooded person facing what is essentially a large glowing sundial, and set into the middle of the river. And the light that comes off it is radiant, kind of lightly reddish, beautiful. And this person is like knelt in front of it in prayer. And your tall friend comes up and says, Master Onslow, you have visitors. I think they might be the ones you're expecting. And there's no response from the individual. He's a small creature, hood up, seems very slim. You see him, his feet are in the dirt. You see him flex his toes slightly and stand up in a very swift motion without moving his arms at all, just like, and like leans back. For those of you with high perception above 13, you see inside of the roots, there are divots kind of compressed into them where his knees were. Looks like, and they're well polished and smooth, whereas the rest of those like top ground roots are kind of maybe a little bit gruff and tough and crackly looking. And he turns around, pulls his hood back, and lifts up, and you see the face of an old otter type man. And he opens his eyes, and they are milky but not white. They are like a milky red, almost pinkish or orange instead, and doesn't quite look at you. And it's clear this individual is blind. And he looks approximately at each of you, even though if some of you haven't made a sound yet. He looks at you and says, "Welcome to Knowledge Falls. We have much to discuss. I've been waiting."